Constantly beating pros is probably one of the more difficult challenges in my life. Genuinely. They are very good. Very. That's a challenge I have yet to conquer in my eyes. Many issues in Koa 7 were my ability to make decisions in the moment. Watching and saying what should be done is always easier than actually doing it yourself. There's no stress, there's no pressure, there's not a constant intake of information occurring every second that you must act on. From the coin toss to the map pick to which faction goes first to the band picks to the performance of the game, which is by far the hardest aspect of it all. That's when every second counts and your decisions and your mechanics could sway your game from one direction into another. Mastering all of these aspects is what occurs when you practice for hours and hours to get as close to perfect as you can in a game that averages 5 minutes. Everything for a tournament that only happens yearly. For a game that constantly changes, you can consider the winner to be the one that adapts to it the most. That is generally true, by the way. The team that always adapts to the strongest the most. Oh, that was bad wording, holy shit. The meta is all about the strongest characters in this game, mastering them and picking them when it's right. As an example, Koa 7 Gamekeeper. Gamekeeper was just happened to be very, very strong. And so, Zom had it. So the survivors had the best preparation. Or probably one of the best versus Gamekeeper. TE had a Gamekeeper and they were very well prepared. Sangir was also number one. Whoever was the more successful Sangria. When a hunter is good or when survivors are good, when there's good in one direction, it also goes in the other. So, in all cases, survivors are always teaching the hunter and vice versa. That is how improvement occurs. And that just means adapting in such little time, especially in this kind of meta. Watching in this damn match, Hullabaloo. It is who can adapt to the meta the quickest. These teams have had, I'm including China and Japan because they had they had a championship. And so, I think since December, all teams have had time and preparation for this meta to succeed. And it's basically within 4 months. Everyone has the same time frame. There's no, maybe not, actually no, everyone has had almost the same time frame in order to prepare themselves to qualify and then actually compete in the yearly tournament of, Call of the Abyss. Who can adapt the most in 4 to 5 months? I think that's the time frame that everyone has. And it is not easy. Pros obviously overtake the competition over non-pros. They see it and it makes sense. It's their job. Some people have friends. Some teammates are genuinely friends, in GG or Weibo, just some random teams. They could have friendships for the most part. They're getting paid to play well and to help the organization to help the team win. And just a random side note, that is a key difference. Non-pros, they're most likely friends, but it's not always true. You know. But normally that's how I'd like to think. If you're not a pro in this game, like you're not just playing with random people. You're playing with people you know. You're playing with people that you've connected with, and so that is the difference. But at the end of the day, better team wins. The pros practice so much, and that is why it is so difficult. They practice so much to get as close to a perfect game as possible. They are the least susceptible to mistakes. They understand what will happen 99% of the time, unless it's some off meta that they might not be prepared for. Very off meta, but that is a risk that the hunter's taking. It is a risk. But it is who does better, and it implies the team that makes the least amount of mistakes will win, and it'll be most likely the team that practices the most, puts in all the hours to understand the mechanics, to understand how to lead the game, to lead themselves. Hunters, I'm talking about hunters. And so it'll be one of the greatest challenges I'll ever face. Maybe I'll make another yap session about the measures I'm taking in order to succeed. We will see.